everyone, and welcome back to my K-pop Tarot channel. Today I'm going to be doing one of my subscribers recommended or requested reading, which is 2024 reading or prediction for K-pop girl group LAPILLUS. I know that 2024 has already begun, but you know, this is a prediction and this is all for fun, so why not do some more groups for this sort of prediction. While watching this video, please keep in mind that this is all for entertainment purposes only. I don't claim to know this group, the future, anything like that. I'm just telling simply what my cards are pointing to me. Take my words with a grain of salt, not as a literal or fact, because you know I'm just a tarot beginner reader and my interpretations might be completely incorrect. And yeah, subscribe, like, and without further ado, let's start. Okay guys, so this part is simply going to be card shuffling part. So if you guys are not interested in that, that is completely fine and you just can skip to the actual prediction reading. But if you are, welcome and let's start. Okay, so what kind of month is January going to be for K-pop girl group LAPILLUS? One card only. LAPILLUS, January of 2024. Also, disclaimer, I don't know anything about this group, so if my interpretations are wrong, I'm sorry. I don't know anything. Okay, February of 2024 for LAPILLUS K-pop girl group. Okay, going to take this card since its sides were like popping in my hand. Next we move on to March of 2024 for LAPILLUS. LAPILLUS, March. One card only. Okay, going to take this one. Next is April. April, we have this. What about May of 2024? Okay, this. June. Very interesting. July of 2024 for K-pop girl group LAPILLUS. Okay, this one. August. Okay, going to take this one, the first card from the top. What about September? I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, September. October. Very, very fast moving. November of 2024 for K-pop girl group LAPILLUS. Okay. And finally, December. This one. Thank you. Now let's do similar, but this time around using oracle cards. Please describe January of 2024 for K-pop girl group LAPILLUS. One card only. This one. February of 2024 for LAPILLUS. Thank you. March. March of 2024 for LAPILLUS. Going to take this card. April. April of 2024. Thank you. Next week is May of 2024 for K-pop girl group LAPILLUS. Thank you. June some card from the top. July of 2024. Okay, which one do I take? I'm going to take this one, since it was the only card that went away as its own. Next is August. Some card flipped, and I'm going to take the top card as I always do. Next is September. September for Lapillus. This one. What about October? Thank you. November of 2024. I'm going to take this one, since you can see it's like horizontal. And finally December. This one. Thank you. And please describe 2024 as an overall year for K-pop girl group Lapillus. Thank you. Going to take this one. Thank you. And finally, 2024 as an overall year for K-pop girl group Lapillus. Okay, going to take this one since it popped out. Thank you. As the first card from the top. Now I'm going to make it a bit more presentable, and then we are going to start. It's as simple as that. Okay guys, so welcome back. If you just got here in this sort of circle or oval, I have 12 cards that describe each month of 2024, and in the middle I have one card to say what kind of year 2024 is going to be, and as an overall year for K-pop girl group Lapillus. So yeah, without further ado, let's start off with January. For January, I got the card of Three of Pentacles and the card of Protection. So, I don't know, as I mentioned while shuffling the cards, I do not know anything about Lapillus. I'm just going off from my cards. And January, to me, seems like Lapillus will have, or has had, I'm not sure, some interactions, or moments with each other, or maybe with other K-pop groups members, and I do think that like on a social media, for example, the girls are going to get some hate just because they hanged out or had like filmed some sort of TikTok, something that somehow, some sort of interaction, some sort of moment of them like talking, maybe hanging around, or just in general them talking about some idol or someone from maybe even the same group, is going to be disliked by the public, by their fans, by other K-pop fans, because they feel jealous for some strange reason. And in January, protection, from their fans, trying to protect and defend Lapillus' name is going to be required. That's what I got. Or maybe it's, somehow you associate with some sort of brand, for example, so they should be really careful who they trust and who they let into, their close circle. Next, we move on to February. For February, I got the card of Five of Swords and the card of Statues. So I don't know why, but I get the same feeling like they going to get hated on or going to get compared a lot to other groups. You know, oh, you did not have this type sort of member. Oh, you lack in something. You know, some sort of comparison, and I don't understand where it's coming from. Maybe it's coming from other K-pop, groups, fandoms, or maybe it's coming from the company itself, like the management, trying to somehow make the girls feel insecure about, their achievements, their records that they have broken, or something that they have achieved throughout their career or want to achieve, and they somehow feel insecure whether they should continue, whether they are on the right path to success. And but I do think that February is going to be somehow a bit more successful than January in terms of actual money. Maybe they're going to have some video of them interacting or doing something, get a little bit more views than usual, or get way more streams and views on their actual music, that they release. So like maybe more views on YouTube, on Spotify, and so on. Somehow a bit more successful in February, but I don't think that they are having a comeback around this time. I don't think that is the case, if I'm being completely transparent. But I just think that there's going to be some fighting, maybe on social media or behind the scenes, that and that is coming. That fighting comes from competition, from comparison, and so on. Next we move on to March. For March, I got the card of Harmony and the card of Five of Swords. I do not know anything but about the group itself or anything like that. But is there a member who's currently on hiatus? Or maybe in March they're going to go on some sort of little break from the group itself, because in my readings, Four of Swords is usually the card that describes hiatus, or or it could also indicate that a lot of eyes and a lot of attention is going to be on Lapillus, but it's not for the actual reason of them being great at what they do, being professional, but it has to do with some sort of scandal, some sort of drama, some sort of news, as well as that. Because I got the card of Harmony, I do think that this month the girls themselves will have to rely a lot on each other, and maybe even on their fans, their actual true fans. But uh, I I wouldn't say that this month is a terrible one. Definitely not. There is even a chance that the girls are going to be posing for something, maybe for some sort of photo shoot, or some pretty photos being photographed by the girls themselves. They're going to share with their fans of nature, like moon, sky, trees, flowers, something like that. Or they're going to be really excited about winter actually being over, and the start of warmer weather, warmer and spring for them is, oh, so this is where we will begin 2024, fully. Planning is already done, so let's start doing something really exciting, let's start going back into that rhythm of working really, really hard. I don't know why, but I get this message. Next we move on to April. For April, I got the card of Ace of Wands and the card of Lust. Uh, this this month is, where I wouldn't be surprised if one member or the whole group gets sexualized on. They may be going to wear some really sexy and revealing clothes, or the company will try and get the girls to, you know, share more of their bodies with, you know, their male fans, and somehow that way trying to attract, you know, other, you know, new attention to the group itself, which is really really sad, but that is the case. I see April being really passionate month. I wouldn't be surprised if some sort of new schedule, new project is coming to the eyes of public. I wouldn't be surprised if this is where new music starts to come out, or some sort of teasers might be dropped for their new projects, for their new schedules, because Ace of Wands is a card that represents new start, but that new start is, you know, filled with excitement, filled with anticipation, how the fans will, you know, like it, whether they will not. Maybe behind the scenes they are starting to work on some new album, for example, or or this is a month where new album is going to be dropped or teased about, you know, something really new and something that you can definitely look forward to. I wouldn't be surprised if one member, for example, changes their hairstyle or their looks in this month, because somehow their appearance and their looks are going to be significant for this month. Next we move on to May. For May, I got the card of Seven of Cups and the card of Principle. So this month is definitely a very successful one. This is a month where they are going to maybe get nomination for something, or get their music really appreciated, and, you know, just fans really exciting and looking forward to what Lapillus has been working, you know, behind the scenes. Maybe some new maybe they're going to work somehow really closely with advertisement of some sort. Maybe they're going to film some sort of advertisement for some sort of product. I don't know why I get this feeling, but I do. I also do think that even if this like month is very successful, but I get this feeling like the company or someone who is managing the girls will try to take all the credit for themselves, and not for, you know, the actual talent that the girls themselves put into, you know, everything that they do. This is also a month where there are some really exciting moments, and there are some, you know, moments where fans feel really sad and uh, disappointed by something. So maybe they're going to complain about some sort of situation that the girl will be put in by the company. I get this feeling. Next we move on to June. For June, I got the card of Six of Wands and the card of Enthusiasm. Yeah, so definitely this is the most successful month out of them, at least at the moment. This is definitely a month filled with victorious thoughts, filled with excitement, filled with success. Most importantly, you know, actually this is a month where the girls will get recognition for, you know, their talents, their professionalism, their music. Maybe they are having a comeback this around this time, around April, May, or June, because these 3 months seem like very successful and determinating months for the girls' careers moving forward. Maybe they are going on some adventures overseas. Maybe they are having a tour of some sort. Yeah, that could be the case as well. Maybe they are traveling somewhere, or the uh, importance of international fans are going to be required for the success and achievements to be broken in favor of Lapillus. For July, I got the cards of criticism and the cards of hierophant. So the girls are going to get criticized or get fingers pointed at them for doing something traditional and quote unquote in the rules of K-pop. There is a chance that one girl is going to open up about their religion, about their culture, for example, and they're not going to be liked for that in Korea, because quote unquote this is not traditional enough for Koreans, this is not Korean in a way, and you bring shame. Like I get this feeling like the company is going to scold and just really put Lapillus in this sort of situation where the girls will feel like everything is their fault even if this is not the case. Maybe some sort of thing is going to be revealed from the girl's past, and it's not going to be that pretty. I could see in July way more hate than usual, but I do think that, and that maybe hate comes from, one girl, for example, wearing like some sort of thing that is, not appropriate enough, not good, and they will, re- get attention for that, like bad attention, and get criticized a lot for not knowing the history, for example, not knowing enough information about some sort of thing, and publicly supporting that by wearing some sort of accessory, for example. But but don't get like sad about it. I think that that situation will be solved in a really positive way. Maybe the girl will try and apologize, but and that apology is going to be accepted, and I think that July is successful year, not year, I'm sorry, month, in regards of them being professional. Next we move on to August. For August, I got the card of Three of Swords and the card of Indecision. So these cards are definitely not the greatest to get for a prediction reading, because I get this feeling like one member or the whole group, I'm uncertain about that, feels like their voice is not heard enough. They feel like they are in this sort of cycle where uh, being an idol and being in K-pop group has always been their dream, something that they fantasized a lot about, oh, when I grow up, I want, to be a celebrity, I want my songs to be heard, I want to be on stage, I want to get attention, and so on. But the reality of being an idol, always being like sort of you know judged by whether you are skinny or not, by your facial expressions, by your how you look, whether you pretty or not, whether you diet, whether you date, some those rules, those strictness is just heartbreaking reality that uh, and I think that this girl or the whole group or maybe even the company isn't certain about the future of Lapillus, and they feel like maybe I should reconsider my dream, maybe this is not the path for me, maybe I will find more success, which I do not get currently, even if I tried my best, even if I do not sleep, even if I, you know, give all my efforts, give my all time to the songs, to the group itself, I do not get any result back. I feel like being stuck. I do not feel free to do what I want, and they in this sort of position where they are contemplating what is mine. I feel like this is coming from one member in particularly. What is my goal in life, and whether I should stay in Lapillus or not, or maybe it's the whole group. But I think that August is a bit of sad month. Next we move on to September. For September I got the card of Ten of Swords and the card of Vision. So I think that the company has some sort of plans or some sort of things that they want the girls to do. Maybe contemplated by contracts, by documents, and the girls don't feel excited about that, not a single thing, because they feel like it's against their boundaries. But if this makes the whole group stand out more, get more attention, I will give my thoughts later, and I will you know will not follow my values and my beliefs simply because for the money aspect for some. And maybe the company will try to fake some sort of situation, uh, try to make some sort of drama happen, uh, so that Lapillus will get more attention and so on. And something shady is happening behind the scenes. But I do think that September, regardless of that situation, I think that is going to be successful, and more eyes and more attention will be on Lapillus. Maybe they will have some sort of viral moment on social media for something that, for some sort of song, for example, or just in general something will get more views than usual. Next we move on to October. For October I got the card of Three of Wands and the card of Negotiation. Mm, there could be some traveling, definitely there could be. I wouldn't even be surprised if Lapillus drops some sort of comeback which is not in Korean, so maybe a Japanese comeback of some sort, or English one, just some sort of song that is simply more focused on international fandoms, international public, rather than Korean one. And I think that they will have to juggle two things at the same time, the Korean public and the international public. But I think that their attention is will be more towards the international side. There could be some issues with passports. Maybe one member will not be allowed to go to some sort of country due to conflict of the passport. I don't know why I get this message on the back of my head. This could be the most incorrect thing. I also do think that behind the scenes the girls are fighting for their rights, for maybe bigger payment, something that is that they are negotiating for the better of the whole group's, physical and mental health, with the company itself, so that's what I get. But I do reckon that uh, October, yeah, it's October, is going to be a month where they are going to travel way more than usual. Maybe they are having some sort of tour, or having fan meetings or concerts, or joining some sort of festivals in you know overseas, or not just in Korea, but somehow performing a lot on stage. For November, I got the cards of the Death and the card of Defense. Yeah, this month is definitely not the greatest of month either. I think that this is some sort of cycle is finally closing. Mm, there could be some endings to maybe their concept, for example, their group itself. One member finally, like maybe not finally, maybe deciding to quit, like some sort of loss. It could be from the smallest one, to the actual biggest, loss. And the fans will feel like the need to defend the girls' reputation moving forward, to defend and protect the girls themselves. There could be some behind the scenes. There could be some um, talks about next plans for LAPILLUS, maybe their concept and so on, or the company, the management will pinpoint that the girls, for example, are not selling enough, albums, do not get enough views. So there could be some disappointments happening. And finally, December. What kind of month is December? For December, I got the card of Two of Swords and the card of Isolation. Ay, ay, ay. These cards are not the greatest of either. There will be the need to make some sort of decision, and that decision could impact the future of Lapillus. There is a chance that one member is taking some sort of hiatus or some small break from the idol industry due to stress, due to them feeling uh, under the weather, or maybe suffering from some sort of injury of some sort. Um, as well as that, I could see them not attending some sort of end of year award shows or festivals, and feeling like, oh, in comparison to other groups, we, are smaller, and somehow belittle themselves. Oh, I'm amongst these groups, with big fandoms, and I'm just, someone who, even if I work my ass off, I don't get the same results, and just somehow feeling really unlucky about their and uncertain about their future. And finally, please describe 2024 as an overall for Lapillus. I got the card of Nine of Wands and the card of Influence. I think that this year there is a need for Lapillus to step outside of their comfort zone and maybe do some maybe different concept, for example, do something unique that will attract new attention to Lapillus, as a whole group. This definitely a year where I could see them being successful and having some sort of influence on other groups. Maybe, the company will debut another group, mm, you know in the same group, in the same company, but different group. I could even see some dating rumor happening, or a confirmation of a dating happening in 2024 for one girl of Lapillus. There is even a chance that Lapillus will have some scandal or some sort of drama happening in 2024, you know, for not the greatest of reasons. I do think that in 2024 Lapillus will travel a lot. Maybe they will have some sort of world tour, or join some concerts overseas, or just in general focused a lot on their international public more than Korean ones. I think that this year even if doesn't look like from the cards. I think that this year is definitely going to be successful ones, but successful one year, but as well as that, really challenging one as well. Yeah, that's what I got. Maybe there is even a possibility that one member will try acting or emceeing job for some strange reason, but I don't, yeah, that could be the case as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I tried my best. I'm sorry if my words are completely incorrect, but I do not know, or not, I am not familiar with this group, so I'm sorry if I'm not that specific. Thank you guys so much for watching, and without further ado, subscribe, like, and goodbye.